What's good? What's poppin'? It's Katie coming at ya. I thought I would make a YouTube video, and today I just want to talk about all the awkward stories. I want to tell you guys a few awkward-ish stories that have happened to me, because they're pretty bad. So the first one, this happened last year, I think. So I was in the bathroom, and you know, we all do it, so there's no shame in this, but I had to poop really bad, and so I went to the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom, and you know, like I was just doing my thing, and then like a group of girls walked in, and this one girl was like crying, and so like I'm just like, I don't want to like do anything. I feel like I don't know what to do. Like when you take a poo, sometimes it was like ploop, and I thought that's what was gonna happen, so I didn't want to, so I just kind of like sat there waiting for them to leave, and well, they didn't leave, and this one girl was crying. And so like one of her friends was like, she's like, what's wrong? Like, why are you crying? You know, like, I don't know what to do. She was like, me and Billy, well, we had sex last night and I think I'm pregnant. And literally right after she said that, I kid you not, the literally biggest poop came out. Did that exact thing, went bloop. And the girl was like, is someone else in here? And I just kind of like sat there like, no one else is in here, no one else. And then they left. So, yeah, that was one story. So another story that I have, so one time, so my cousin, she lives in New York, and she had a hockey tournament up in Boston, so she came to visit, and you know, like I stayed with her in her hotel room, and so we were just hanging out, and you know, she had to get up early obviously, so she fell asleep while we were watching TV, and I got really bored, and this was at like 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Like it was late, but so I started just to like talk to myself. And you know, like the TV was on, so like it sounded like other people were in the room, right? And I was just like talking to myself. I was like, sadly, I was making jokes to myself, and I was just doing all this, and then someone like knocks at the door, right? So I answer the door, and it's this man, and he's like, hi. He's like, we can hear you and your friends from like all the way down the hall. Can you keep it down? And he did one of those things where like when he was talking, he was kind of like, yeah, can you guys keep it down? And he like looked around the room, kind of like peered his head in, like looked around the room, and he saw that like it was an empty hotel room with me, the TV, and a girl that's like passed out. And I was like, sure. I was like, yep, we can keep it down for you. Yep. I was like, sorry to disturb you. He's kind of gave me like one of those like, okay, thanks. Right as the door closes, I got a blast. One of those moments. So, I am a pretty fun person. I am like 5 personalities. I magically change shirts. No, it is not because my battery died and it was 10 o'clock at night and I didn't charge it, so I finished it today. What? So, I was talking about awkward experiences that I've had. So I talked about my poop, talked about the hotel. Now I have one. This one was pretty bad. So I was in Barnes & Noble. I was in a Barnes & Noble, and I like walked away from my mom. I was like, I'm gonna go to this section, like the horror section, whatever. So I went over there, and you know, I got my books, and then I couldn't find out where she was, and for some reason there was this lady sitting down So I got my books and I was going back over to where she was, and I saw her sitting down, but my little brother wasn't with her and he's sick. So I was like, oh, like he's probably doing his own thing. So I go up to her and she's just sitting like on the floor. So I rest my hand on her shoulder and I'm like, so what you reading? And she turns around and she's like, what? I kid you not. It was not my mom. It was some random lady going like, why are you talking to me? Why are you in my bubble? Why are you touching me? What are you doing? Like, who are you? And I'm like, you're not my mom. So I'm like, sorry. And I like run away. I like turn around and I like go to walk down one of the aisles and I see my mom in like the next aisle over and I'm like, Mom. And she's just laughing at me. She's like, and I'm like, what? Where'd you go? I was like, you were sitting over there. She was like, yeah, I moved. Thanks, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then this one, all my friends thought it was hilarious when it happened. So, I have really invested myself in the big wide world of internet shopping. And I decided to buy a mask, face mask. And, you know, like, it wasn't anything big. Like, I've used face masks before, and this one was, like, a purifying, I'll read it to you. Deep cleansing mask removes dulling surface cells and impurities, while vitamins and plant extracts soften the skin to restore a youthful glow. So, basically what you do is you, like, put it on your skin, and you wear it for, like, 20 to 30 minutes. So, I wore it for half an hour, right? And like I put it like all over my face, and it's like this black stuff. So I put it all over my face, and then 30 minutes later I go to take it off and I can't take it off. Like, it's stuck to my face and I'm trying to rip it off and it's hurting. Like, I'm starting to tear up, I'm starting to cry. Like, it will not come off, and I don't want to leave it on for like longer than I should. I don't want to sleep with it on because like some parts were like still wet. Like, it was so bad. I'm like peeling it off, like I'm trying to peel it off. Like, it wasn't working. Like, I just wasn't having it. And so I'm like trying to take it off. Like, I have some of it I have like my forehead taken off, and I have like some like down here, like the parts where it doesn't really hurt to like rip it off. Like, I have like the parts where it doesn't really hurt, but like up here, like on my nose, over here, that hurt so bad. So I'm trying to take it off, and my dad comes upstairs and he's like, what's on your face? And I'm like, a mask. And like, keep in mind, like, I'm like tearing up. Like, I'm like, I can't do this. So I'm trying to take it off, and my dad's like, he's like, are you gonna take it off? And I'm like, it hurts. So I'm like tearing up. Like, I'm trying to take off this mask. I'm like, I don't want to rip it off because it's gonna hurt. Like, I don't want it to hurt my face. Like, it just sucks. Like, it's such a bad idea. Like, stupid Chinese bottle. But so like, I was crying. So my dad pulls out his phone and he decides, it's a good idea to take a picture. So he's trying to take a picture of me, and I'm like, no, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like covering my face. I'm like running away. Like, and this stuff is literally like hanging off of my face. Like, cause I would rip it. I like peel it off, but then like I get to like a really sensitive part and I wouldn't be able to rip it anymore. So it just be hanging off my face. It was so my dad finally takes a picture of me, and then he's like, okay, get it off and go to bed. And he leaves me alone, not to help me, but to leave me to fend for myself with this horrible, horrible mask. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is awful. This sucks. I'm gonna get stuck to my face. So after about 10 minutes of trying to peel it off, I take a wet cloth and I just start kind of like rubbing it and you know, like usually like that gets stuff off. No, just spreads it around. So now I have this mask literally all over my face again. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So at this point I just wet the towel and I just start like scrubbing my face. And I'm like, you know, and like it starts to come off and it's like just like all like globbed on to this towel. And I just keep going and it was awful. I have yet to use this deep cleansing black mask again. Cause it's awful. Because that was just a horrible experience. So I guess some of the ingredients that were used in that were very harmful to faces, and it could have ripped my face right off. So don't do that. Only buy stuff you know is safe. So lesson learned. Don't be like Katie. Be smart. So those are all the stories that I have that I can think of today without making this video 5,000 years long. I have a lot more. So if you liked it and you liked hearing me talk about all the ways that I have embarrassed myself, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, still give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, you can subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.